The verse steps out, a dragon's might. Zodiac hums, we fit with pure light. Crypto storm in a teacup. Feel the surge in your kneecaps. The verse inspires, let markets merge. Family retires. Numbers pulse, the moon is lit.
Welcome back to another beautiful day in the Matrix. You're on the next layer, the number one altcoin, meme coin, astrology, numerology show in all of crypto. We combine it all. We talk about the Matrix. We talk about pixelated images of dinosaurs. And today we got to talk about a big old scandal because turns out the Matrix is coming after Bankerbot. So I guess we're going to be the drama / investigators. Bill the Bull, what's up, my brother? And how you feeling about the market today?
What's up, dude? I'm good, man. I'm a little sleep deprived because our kid's nanny quit on us. So 2 days in a week, I am dad duty, and it's tiring. And also, I don't know if you guys saw my late night on base Zora coin literally went parabolic, so that's cool. So I'm also innovating with this house thing. So I'm always building. So I'm a little tired, bro. But I'm excited. I'm excited for our weekly show. I'm excited to chat. What's going on across crypto. So let's begin. And yeah, the Matrix tried to go for a banker.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And hey, man, hats off to you because at the end of the day, the real MVPs are the moms and the dads taking care of the next generation. So
that's right, baby.
I can't imagine, balancing family life and a bull run right now because I feel like we're on Twitter 24/7. And this is
bro.
like all we do is just stare at charts. Then you got to pay attention to your kids, man. It's probably a lot, man. Would you say?
This is what I do. Sorry, kid. Go watch TV. my wife doesn't like me on my phone too much, but we got to lock in, bro, because the way I see it, it's the bull run. We're in the last leg of the bull run. It is what it is. I do not care. I do not think there's an extended cycle. I'm obviously going to be continuing to do my brand, which is late night on base. So that is bear market or not, like I don't care about that. But I'm just like, in the trenches, I think like we have. I view things like by March next year, it's done. I think double top and done. So it's time to lock in, man. So yeah, I'm on the phone. It's hard to juggle, but and I don't get much sleep, but it doesn't matter. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Future generations will thank us.
Absolutely, man. Gotta retire your bloodline. Like I said, guys, enjoy this show while it lasts because when the trenches get absolutely cooked, me and Bill are probably not going to do something like this because it's time to move on. And maybe we'll start back up in closer to 2028. But for the meme coining day to day,
100%. I'm telling you right now, Chris, 100%. When the bear hits, I'm not going to be doing these type of shows like with you about in the trenches, like because there's no. What I'll be doing, though, is shows on building. I'm still going to be doing my late night show, but it's not going to be in the trenches degenning because I don't feel the opportunities there. And the last thing I want to do is lead people to slaughter, right? So, enjoy this specific show while it lasts.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, hey, you're the horses coming, guys. And you guys think we're effing around, but we're being for real, man. So good stuff. All right, because we got a lot of stuff covered today because there's so much going on right now. Yeah. But just want to say, Abdullah, my apologies if I butchered your name. Thank you for being on the show. You're definitely a loyal listener, and we'll probably do a special giveaway later on because we want to support the people that support us. CountOnSheep.com.
Oh yeah, my boy. Yeah, that's my boy Ryan. What's up, Ryan? He's a really good dude, man. Really good dude. Been a long time supporter. Absolutely, man. I hope Chosen absolutely crushes at this cycle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Check
And
out the
shout
web.
out and definitely shout out to Abdullah. Abdullah has been such an OG, especially in the Pulse community. Followed all both of us. So yeah, loyal to our day ones.
Yes, sir. All right. And last question, then we gotta get to everything because we gotta run through it. But my thoughts on Alamo. It was great in the beginning. A lot of hype behind it, but then we had that massive sell off. And the problem with Pulse Chain is when coins sell off, they get hit by like negative. They sell off by 99%. I don't know what it is, but people on Pulse Chain don't know how to hold. It's like Solana, but times 10. They're like, we're not the Solana chain. No, you guys are worse than the Solana chain. You guys don't have any conviction. So I think Alamo, since nobody's talking about it, now's the time if you want to put in like a small, I'm not sure what's going to happen type of bag. If you lose it all, not a big deal. If it goes up, then you can make some life-changing money. I'm talking like $100, not like 1,000. That would be the opportunity for that. But as of right now, there's nothing going on in the chart. I wouldn't bet big on it, but I would keep an eye on it, especially as we start to see Pulse Chain pump. So keep at that. All right, guys. Well, we got to talk about our first scandal. Seems like the Matrix just doesn't like Bankerbot because if you guys have been keeping up, the account got suspended. So what happened 2 days ago was I believe Bankerbot was integrated with Telegram and
Mhm.
actually banned Bankerbot off of the application because they violated their terms of service, the TOS. Right after that, we started to see X ban Bankerbot and was gone for about 24 hours. Jesse tweeted out free banker. The base app tweeted out free banker. Bill tweeted out free banker. I was screaming free banker. So it is what it is. And then 24 hours after, it came back on and the account was able to get access. So, Bill, I want to know your thoughts on this. What do you think is going on with Banker? And do you think there's an external force trying to stop its development and growth?
You know, it's very strange. I mean, yeah, what happened to Banker yesterday was unfortunate, but I want to kind of just share the chart and everything and then kind of explain to you what I'm thinking here. Let me share this. All right. So yeah, the news with Banker was unfortunate. I thought it dropped down to here 45 and then shot back up. So here's my thinking, Chris. If it was a planned cabal drop, this could have been the FUD event to moon it, right? Because then they could have like the insiders at Twitter could have caused the FUD, which they did, and then allowed it to go back on, and then this thing would have mooned, right? But it got rejected. So I think two things. I think the cabal is scared, yes, because there's no reason why Telegram should let that which should be threatened, but they do. I'm glad that Elon and X reinstated them. But the unfortunate thing is the chart looks horrible. Like there's no one could say this chart looks good anymore. Unfortunately, this support's probably going to break. And I know that sucks and most people don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. From what I'm seeing here is simply let's just go to full. Oh, sorry. No, don't care about that one. So what I'm seeing here is strictly this. And I want to know your thoughts. For those that are looking at it, it's going to be rough, man. This was your high, which is 112. You drop the fib extension to down here at the low. You see it hit the 618. It got rejected by the 0.382 perfectly, basically. Perfectly, this blue line, which is the fib retrace at 60. Got, again, rejected here at this yellow line. Unfortunately, man, this could be bad. This could be an ABC correction. This could drop if 60% from here. It's an A, a B. Typically, this would be a C. You know, just be prepared if you're in Banker. It could go down to 25 or 30 around here, I think. So, yeah, it's unfortunate that they did the FUD event. I think the elites know what they're doing. I think they're causing panic. I think people will panic, especially if the support breaks. So just got to be patient, I guess. What are your thoughts?
Hey, and just to add to your analysis, so there was a trend line going up following that little curvature. And what was interesting is we were setting up for a beautiful deviation right when we reclaimed that trend line. But once we hit it, that's when the news event came in because I know how these whales do this. They'll see the trend line, drop it to scare all of you guys, bring it back up, and then just send it. And so right when we hit that critical point, it just drops back down. Now we are retesting that cup and handle. So we're
Yeah.
basically, as Bill said, I agree with his analysis. We're at crisis mode right now because if we break that neckline or that support that Bill is showing you guys right there, we're probably gonna have to come down, and it just is what it is. So this might be an opportunity for anybody on the sideline to jump in. If you're a loyal follower banker, I won't worry about it too much because last thing you want to do is sell here and then watch the chart for like 3 days, and the next you know it starts full sending and you miss, and your entry's a lot higher. So that's my overall.
I will say that if you're sideline, you should stay sideline. If you're in it, that's fine. Do whatever you do, but sideline, there's key levels here. If it breaks down, the 25 million range seems like a very logical, very strong support zone. But if you want to play it safer, a reclaim of the 75, 78 million is 100% super beautiful. If it reclaims 75, this thing's going to like a bill straight up because it's price discovery. So to me, it's clear levels 75 or 25 in those areas. So yeah, that's just how I see it. And like I said, not everyone likes me, and that's okay. But I keep it real, and I'm always going to be authentic.
Hey man, hey, all I gotta say is if you're real, that means you got a soul. So I love it, man. So great analysis. So overall, in conclusion with Banker, I do think this is going to be a really great AI narrative play. That's what Banker is. And what's great about it is it incorporates it basically allows retail to come in and not have such a large learning gap. That's the thing that really sells it for me. So I don't think it's over. We do have to go through some hard times, but like I said, altcoin season is going to be right around the corner. And I honestly think we're going to forget about this. Bill, any last thoughts before we keep it moving on Banker?
No, I think it's good tech. I think it's great. I think though, short term might be some cause of trouble. But it's not just Banker. A lot of the market looks pretty bad, with the exception of Zora, which we can chat later.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Good stuff. Ryan, love you, Bill and fam. Good stuff. Love you too, Ryan. Abdel, yes, we do have to talk about Elna because it just went nuclear, and I think Bill sold his soul, so we just got to double check on that. I'm just kidding. He didn't sell his soul.
Well, I didn't, but maybe the Cabal has talked to me. Cabal, if you're listening, holler at me.
There you go. There you go. Hey, man, definitely do agree. Toast, love that suspension and the dip that followed. I hope you're being facetious. I really hope you're being facetious.
Toast is the official liquidity provider of Late Database. John's a good guy. He has a very interesting sense of humor. Let's say that.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, yeah. Cool. Everything going down short term, unfortunately, but Monday is a new week. Yeah, I wouldn't really worry about it. I think the reason why everything's going down is because the uncertainty with the government shutdown. So it's just something happening on the macro, and it's one of those things you can't really control.
Do you I forgot to tell you the analysis. You should see the latest Waters Above's YouTube. It's public. This is not one of his red pills. Highly recommend. I'll send it to you if you don't follow him, but I got to re-listen to it again, but it's really good analysis, and he's basically thinking that the first top, he like I said, November, everything moons, Bitcoin will hit its top the 47th week of the year. That's what he's saying, which would be or before the new moon of November.
I agree with that because if you think about it, if we top out so that'll be in November. So we top out in November, and then we start coming back down. Then we do a dead cat bounce going into March. And
yes, that's exactly the case. That's exactly how I see it too. November first top, alt go parabolic, whatever. And then everyone's thinking, all right, dip. And then you have that dead cow bounce by March, which will create maybe a double top or maybe a deviation above the double top. But that's the time you're done. So yeah, it's a very interesting scenario. But he specifically calls the 47th week. There's a big code going on with the 47 because Donald Trump's the 47th president. A lot of 47 similarities going on in the world. So check it out, man.
Yeah, and I also know that the last week of October, I believe Melania Trump, she's going to be 666 weeks old or something like that. So some people are speculating that something might pop off at the end of this month. So I'm curious. We'll see what happens, man.
It's a
But yeah, shout out to
show.
Mars Above.
Yeah, it's a show. We're
Yes,
just
sir.
here.
All right. All right. So next one, Zcash. So we gotta talk about what Zcash is going on. What's going on with Zcash? And I'm gonna pull up the chart for this. But as most of you guys know, me and Bill are numerologists. We love to talk about this stuff. We talk about the matrix theory. Shout out to GG33. So there's one coin that community has been absolutely shilling for almost 4 years. It was Zcash. Zcash was founded on November 28th, 2016. The reason why they like it, it's founded on the 28th. I believe 2016. Is that a dragon year? Is the
20? I don't know.
Hold on. I believe that is a monkey year. So it's founded in the year of the monkey, but it's also a privacy coin. Now, what's interesting is if you guys check out the chart, this thing has, since the last bull market, it's literally been consolidating between, I would say, $15 and $45. And then next, you know, it started going parabolic. Bill, I want to know your thoughts on Zcash. And is this something we should be actively trading, in your opinion?
You know, it's very hard for me to ever recommend a coin that did that kind of move. But I think so. I can't necessarily say do that. I would say if you're looking into privacy, like what's the deal with Monero, right? Because isn't Monero better privacy than Zcash? Question to you.
No. So Monero actually had one of their transactions tracked. Zcash actually has better technology, and a lot of the Ethereum layer 2s copy the Zcash zero knowledge rollups.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. So I think when it comes to privacy, I think you have to separate two different things: the short term versus long term. I think long term privacy is going to be critically important. I think it's going to be so important that people are going to be begging for privacy at a point. I think we're turning into a society eventually where it's truly everything is tracked. And like they said, and they put it out in the open, you're going to eat the bugs and own nothing. That is literally what they said by 2030. And once you start moving into a digital world where everything's eventually the digital dollar and, every single transaction they can track, you're going to want to be able to have privacy. A lot of times people think, oh, privacy, like I'm not a criminal. Like it's not about being a criminal. It's about preserving your rights as a human. So I think Zcash and stuff is going to be really, really important. Hard to say doing it right now. I think I wish I would have bought a little earlier. But I think you should let it cool down a bit. There's always going to be a retracement, but I would be looking at entry for sure. I think long term it's just needed, man. Would you agree?
I agree 100%. Just a little background. I've been holding Zcash since 2023. That's when I bought it. And one thing I noticed is 2023 is a cat year. I'm born the year of the pig. That's my friendly energy. So any coins I bought in 2023 tend to do extremely well. That's where I found PTGC. That's when I got into Pulsion. And also Yi was launched in 2023. So that's how the matrix works, man. That's what I love about it. And same with Base. Base was in 2023. So I think Zcash is something you want to keep on your radar. I do think that, well, let me look at the daily real quick. We haven't reached a point where we start flagging out, but when it starts flagging out, and I would probably say your best chance is going to be maybe 177 if it comes back down, 130 if you get lucky. That would be your best entry. But I think the real question is Zcash going to have that Bitcoin blow up in the beginning? And I think that's what a lot of people are asking, and everybody's talking about it. And so, in my opinion, at least having $500 or maybe $1,000, just in case this thing turns into something huge, and you don't want to miss out on that, because that $500,000 could be worth 6 figures in the future. That's how I'm viewing this situation. Yeah. And when I bought it in 2023, that was the same thought process I had. And I was literally holding it for this long. I was like, wow, I just wasted $500,000. And then now it's worth a lot more money. So That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I think speculative bet for sure. The only issue I have with privacy coins is if it gets to be a point where privacy becomes mandatory, you eat the bugs, and the elites aren't gonna allow coins like this to fly, right? So my issue would be how they're not gonna make it easy to onboard an off ramp. So it's kind of like, yeah, if it really gets to a point where everything is controlled, it's like you're not gonna be able to like get a coin and then just deposit it into your Coinbase account. Like, they're gonna make it tough. They're really gonna make it tough, and I think that's the problem you have with these things. But I do think the need is there. And actually, I have Ethan from Send on in about 30 minutes. He created a privacy protocol as well, called Send. We can't network, but it's the same thesis. We have to. You have to fight for your right for freedom, man. It's just going to be a constant battle going forward. So honestly, guys, keep that in mind when you go forward in life.
Yeah, and hey, man, this is your guys' chance to make it, because when things start to get really bad, I'll tell you right now, you're gonna have the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots will have to submit to the system. The haves will have the opportunity to do what they want. And that's how it's been since the beginning of time, especially when society formed. So with our show and what Bill's doing, what I'm doing, our goal isn't to, necessarily become like elites or aristocrats. Our goal is to help you guys out so that one day you can have enough money to have a family, to live out in the country, to not be a part of this. Because all the stuff we were talking about 2 years ago, you'd be considered like a schizophrenic nutcase, but turns out it's all coming true. So I think Bill brought up a really great point. Privacy is going to be a huge concern, but just in my opinion, this is a great opportunity. And with this podcast coming up in the next hour, I think all you guys should view that, because everybody's talking about Zcash, but there's a good chance that there's going to be a privacy protocol in base that can do well, and there's the opportunity. So, Bill, any other last thoughts before we keep it moving?
No. I think that was a good discussion on privacy coins. I think it's gonna be a big narrative the last few months coming up.
Yes, sir. Cool. All right, so we got to flip over to Pulse Chain real quick. I know I Pulse Chain's a love-hate relationship.
You guys and Pulse Chain, it's hilarious.
I know, man. It's just kind of like that girlfriend you call at 2 a.m, but you shouldn't call. Or, well, no, ex-girlfriend.
That is so funny.
So I think I got my pick for my top play on Pulse Chain. So if you guys are Pulse Chain fanatics, this is going to be my top pick. I love this account. I think it's going to do really well. It's part shitcoin, part utility, and I also like the team marketing. Bill, have you ever heard of the coin Peacock?
Yeah, I think I only heard about it. Isn't that what's that OG's name in Pulse Chain? The community member? The guy who you've had him on the show a few times. What's his name?
Zach,
yeah. Is that Zach's coin?
No. Zach had I think it was like the Mike Lee coin.
Oh, got it.
So it's got bonded LP with Peacock, but long story short, Peacock was launched by I can't remember the name of the Twitter account. I think it was like Humpback Whale. And he sent 25% to the LibertySwap wallet, and then LibertySwap adopted it as their main token. Now, what was interesting was this thing got hyped up like crazy, and then it dumped down and went through its wave 2 correction. Since its wave 2 correction concluded, I actually hopped in and I called it in our Telegram group right around, I think it was $2.8 million, and it started skyrocketing, sitting at about 8.8 million. What LibertySwap is doing is they're doing active buybacks of this token. So they're taking the fees from their protocol, buying it back, and they're continuing to expand bridges to all the other blockchains to onboard people to Pulse Chain. So in my opinion, I think Peacock is going to be the face of Pulse Chain. I think it's going to be the #1 meme coin. And I do think that this thing is going to go crazy and start the meme coin run. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on my hot take?
Man, that's a hot take. Well, I will say the chart looks really good. I could see this thing curling up and just going to the moon. I think Pulse Chain needs excitement. I think Pulse Chain needs a new runner. I think why can't it be this? I see a beautiful chart. How long has this chart been out for?
Believe August 1st.
Whoa. Sorry, yawning a little bit because lack of sleep.
No worries, no worries.
No, but I think something like this makes sense. Like I said, charts don't lie. And what I see right here, I mean, we'll see what happens. But if it continues on this upward trajectory and clears that previous resistance, um, this thing will go to the 1.618. Now, at that point, the 1.618 fib extension, at that point, which is that first blue line, or maybe is that no, that's not. Is that the 1.618?
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
here, right here.
So I expect that for sure. Now, what happens there, I don't know. But most of these type of coins, these projects have charts like this. They go to the 1.618. They tag it. There will be profit selling at that point, but then it just depends. Like if it's truly bullish, it'll continue up. But 100%. Like just based on this chart alone, it has the potential to what we call in crypto moon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a $28 million market cap. So Matrix confirmed, baby. Love it. Good stuff. And other thing I'll just add, especially with Peacock, the team Labor Stop has done a great job promoting them. I talk to them all the time, and I think this is going to be a great narrative. And to be honest with you, I don't like many people on Pulse Chain. And I'm pretty sure this isn't a surprise. Like all these guys on Pulse Chain I always fight with. It's like dealing with your 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But there are very few people that I do like that work hard, build products, and really try to get their message out. Liberty Swap was one of them. Brandon Davis from The Switch is another one. These are really great people, and these are the people I support. But the rest of y'all can piss off because I don't care about your complaining, moaning, and all that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Peacock's my number one pick. I'm probably going to be shilling that like a crackhead on Twitter and just going to back up the truck. So, yeah, man. So, like I said, Peacock is the face of Pulse Chain.
Wow. All right. Big words. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. And
I'm like so out of the loop with anything Pulse Chain. Like I'm now fully base only, and like I have no idea what's going on Pulse Chain. Like everything drama.
Yeah, if you think about it, base is where you build contacts, you meet people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all the action is going on. You don't have a project like Bankerbot and Pulse Chain. You see what I'm saying? Or you don't have like Zora. I mean, I hate to say that, but
I mean, you're right though. You're not having like it's not like base camp where Pulse Chain. They don't have Pulse Camp where people all around the world are coming out, all the best devs and teams. It's just people fighting. I think like maybe like B Roots has his own little like party or something.
Yeah, and to be honest, everyone's there to make money. They're so money hungry, and that's the one thing I don't like. I like the people they're building, and I made some really great friends. But the money hungry losers need to piss off, honestly. So
that's why I like base, because base has the ethos. See, base has the opposite problem. They're so tech oriented and builder oriented that they just want to build stuff. They're lacking culture. They're lacking the degens, which is a good thing to have because degens will eventually come when numbers goes up. But yeah, base is all like, hey, builders, let's build some cool things, like great ethos. It's very kumbaya. So yeah, complete opposite of Pulse Chain.
Love it, man. Cool. All right. Next thing we got to talk about. You guys get a taste of every single market today. So don't ever complain, that you don't get enough alpha on the show. That's all I gotta say. So, Bill, check this out.
Check it.
BNB, it's been doing its thing, going absolutely crazy. I'm gonna pull up the chart. Well, first I need to clean it up a little bit because it looks like one of my goddaughters just scribbled on it. So, BNB literally went up to about $1,350 a coin. That is crazy.
Wow.
Right after, yeah. Think about that, man. $1,350 a coin. Right after that, we actually got the gnarliest meme coin run on Binance. And when I say gnarly, the change is lit up like a Christmas tree.
Did you participate?
Yeah, I did. I got into Dust, which was the mascot of Aster. I honestly don't like Aster, but
Did
because
it do well?
Yeah, it did well. It went from like 3 to 15 million, so it was like a quick 5x. So not complaining, but long story short, the chain lit up like a Christmas tree. And then I'm gonna show you Palu, which was a really popular one. And then all these coins just crashed like 80 to 90%. And people are claiming insider manipulation, all that good stuff. So Bill, I want to know your thoughts on BNB. Do you think this is an ecosystem people should pay attention to? And do you think this is a great place to start trenching during altcoin season, in your opinion?
Tough question. No, I don't. I think it's a fad. I think it's because, again, people are comparing it to, again, this is just my opinion. I could be completely off. But people were comparing it, BNB created the run in 2021, and it did. But it was a much different time back then, guys. Remember, there were not 20 different chains. There was no pump fund. There was no Solana eating mindshare. It was literally Ethereum $100+ fees and BNB, which was not. So, of course, things ran there. I don't think, they have. I think there's not enough mind share to go around. I think what it is narratives. People are chasing the chain. And the moment things cool off, they're going to leave. This reminds me a lot like Tron. Remember Tron season, Chris? Literally lasted 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then everyone, have you heard back from Tron again? No, you haven't. And they had Justin Sun, all this yada yada. I think it's the same thing, man. I think people are coming, they're going, they're gonna leave. But yeah, I'm not bullish at all. I don't even. I think writing the hype of Aster got BNB excited, but like once the attention's gone, they're gonna move to a different chain. And I still believe the chain that hasn't had its run but will, and it's going to be insane. It is Base, man. I'm telling you, Base is going to be the chain, especially when they drop that token. I think everything, and I mean everything, goes to ridiculous numbers. Probably will mark the cycle top though. But yeah, I don't expect BNB now to be like, all right, this is now the best chain ever. I'll have its waves in and out for the next few months. But again, that's just my thoughts. What about you?
Yeah, I do agree with you when it comes to just trenching. You don't want to hold longer than probably 5 or 6 hours, which I can't believe I'm saying that. And I've been trenching for 3 years straight. But here's my thoughts on BNB. The way this chain pumps, if we're gonna get a crazy pump on here, the first project you want to pay attention to is Aster. Aster is planning on launching a layer 1 blockchain in the future. So how I see this playing out is they'll probably keep a bridge token on Binance, and then they're going to launch their own layer 1 blockchain so that they can run perp transactions and longs and shorts on a separate chain to make it a little bit faster. The second coin that I would be paying attention to, and I think this is going to be a big key, is going to be the 4 token. Now, there's 2 4 tokens. The original one that launched on 4.meme, I was in the beginning, and it ran hard. It did really, really well. Then we got the second one, which is the number 4. This one is going to be the pump fund token on Binance, where they're going to take the fees and buy the token up, and the team owns about 85% of the token supply. I would pay attention to this chart. The chart looks like absolute garbage, so I probably won't touch it right now.
Yeah.
But if this thing starts mooning, then we'll probably get a massive pump on Binance Smart Chain. So, Bill, to answer your question, I'm more bullish on Base, ETH, and Pulse Chain. That is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
But if Binance wants to get the mind share, it's going to be Aster, and it's going to be the 4 token. Those are the 2 that they need to pump up if they want to stay relevant in this market. So overall, I want to spread yourself too thin. Once people stop talking about Binance and you want to be on the chain, I just gave you 2 tokens where it's all going to start. So I gave you the hidden secrets to where this pump is going to begin. When Solana started ripping, that was due to the pump fund speculation. Binance started ripping because Aster launched. Now I'm giving you the 2 tokens that where it's all going to begin. So overall, yeah, man, I probably wouldn't pay attention to it too much. So good stuff. All right, Bill. We gotta tell the people. Late night on Base is absolutely ripping. I'm about a 2x away from going full late night on base maxi and creating a shrine in the back of my beach house room over here.
I want to see that.
Bill the Bull.
Just put a statue of me, bro.
Just put a statue of you, man. I'll just sit there, worship, and put a bunch of owls around it. I'm just kidding. But, man, tell me about what's going on with that in Zora, dude.
Yeah, dude. All right, so it's been a pretty wild run. For those that don't know, this is the Zora chart for late night on base. It literally was like I remember at base camp, I started buying, like, it was a 12K market cap. I was like, you know what? I'll bet on myself at some point. Maybe I'll do something. And lo and behold, you know, if you were following me, you got in and it hit 1.4 earlier today. So a couple of things. So it's super cool to see, but it's not really about me. Yes, it's cool. People are betting on streamers and when they are going to stream. But it's a bet on Zora, right? Zora just announced yesterday that they're going to be listed on Robinhood, or Robinhood announced it. And that's a big deal because Robinhood's the easiest access for anyone in America, especially, to get into crypto. So people are suggesting that Robinhood and Zora are going to have this like creator thing. So there's a huge run on creators, and I happen to be doing this for a long time, and the trenches are finally start taking notice of me. And unlike the other creators, no shade to them, but they don't speak our language, man. They're just corporate VC shills, and they literally probably can't name more than 10 projects on base. So I stand out, I guess. So the thing is, you know, I think people are, and then you guys have to understand, there's a lot of you know the retake token. So retake is a little differently, and I want people to see that one too, because some people are like, oh, have you abandoned them? Of course not. This is like, I want people, and I'm repeating this on air. This is the one we're telling you guys about. This is going to be the main one in my ecosystem. This one. So this is not abandoned. Absolutely not. This is literally more important to me than the Zora one. Zora will do fine, and I'll create utility. It has the attention of my share, but I want to reiterate to people, this is my coin that I believe is the best opportunity. So this is like 116. It's just tied together to retake, and I'm very bullish on retake. So the thing is Chris, the reason why, and I briefly talked about it, and I'm just kind of giving you guys some plans, but the reason why I started taking off pretty well, actually, too, is because of this protocol that I'm building. So the biggest issue right now with Zora is you have all these creator coins, but the creators, they don't do anything. It's basically a meme coin. All these creators, like, you know, you can only bet on speculation so much. It's just like a big name, 10 million. Like, there has to be more. Otherwise, any of these creator coins are kind of worthless. You have to be able to do something. So I created this protocol called House Protocol. It's going to be a separate protocol. It's a legit protocol. I'm going to aim to have beta out next week. And what I'm doing is allowing people, all creators, to utilize auctions for their creator coins. And you can actually pay in your creator coin. So for instance, I just tested this out today. You can put your title in, you can put in your coin, whatever your coin is, your minimum bid, your auction time, create the auction, boom, anywhere around the world can bid on your, on whatever you offer. Appearance on the show, maybe it's a marketing deal, I want 3 tweets, or whatever. So basically allows people to use internet capital markets. I think people really like this. And because I'm doing this, late non-base token, again, is going to be the key layer to everything that I do, especially the retake one, meaning you need to stake it. Once you stake it, then you're going to be earning protocol fees off of this token. When it's traded, 100% of the fees are going to go to the stakers. So I have this whole setup plan. So a lot of, and then eventually the bonding between House and like the Zora token and House. So I'm taking a lot of concepts I learned with Pulse Chain, with bonding, a lot of the concepts I'm learning on base, and we're going to do something new, man. So stay tuned. And if you support LNOB, LFG, baby.
Yeah, let's freaking go, man. And hey, shout out to the boy late now on base, man, because what I like about you when it comes to the whole KOL, so I'm not a big fan of like the whole titles, because everybody can have like a 1,000 titles in this day and age. But what I like about you is like you'll trench, you'll do TA, you'll talk to projects, like you got the whole package, man. And I think with live streamers like that, they're always going to have something very interesting to talk about. If you're viewing a live stream and you're falling asleep, that person ain't going to make it. But if you're sitting there talking about interesting things like like me and Bill, bro, we can talk about numerology. We can talk about trenching on Zora. Like we can go anywhere with this with this live stream. That's the type of people you want to bet on because they will do very well in live stream or meta, and there's going to be one on base. So yeah, man, that was just my thoughts. Anything else before we go
No,
through?
I appreciate it. I think live streaming is kind of hard, dude. Like I think a lot of people don't underestimate kind of what you're saying, and it's nothing against with me or something. It's just in general, you have to be interesting. You have to be able to be relatable, and especially when it comes to the trenches. I think the biggest thing that separates me from other people, and you, by the way, would absolutely crush if you decide to do Zora. If you decide, like, I really think you should, and I would love for you to do that. Even if you don't want to, test out in my beta when it goes live, hopefully end of next week. And you don't have to have a coin. You can settle your coin in USDC if you want. But you're interesting. You have to be interesting. You have to be able to hold a conversation, and you have to be knowledgeable. You have to be relatable. You're relatable to the trenches. I am too. Too many people are, especially on base. I'm not throwing shade, but it's the truth. They don't have culture. They don't know how to. They look down upon the trenches, and that's been base's biggest problem. They look down upon it, and they admitted it. They've overlooked the trenches. Now they're trying to do better. People like us, we are in it. We understand. We're relatable. And I think that goes for something. So like if you look at my last thing I'll say about my coin, if you look at the look what I wrote here. And I mean it too. On my banner, I basically said this: not VC funded, not scripted, just a degen with a dream, interviewing the top builders on base. I say that because I'm in this with you guys. We're all here to try to make a better life for ourselves, for our bloodlines. We're all pushing. We get it. The trenches are a way to do it. I'm representative of that. Majority of people aren't on Zora. It's just like big name accounts thinking, oh, I have a big name. That's it. They're the types that don't respond back to comments on when they post. I don't like that. And so for me, this is very much personal and be like, hey, anyone can make it, man. Anyone with a dream, people that don't look down upon of others. Let's all win together. So it's personal for me, man. I want everyone to win, and I want to rise together.
Love it, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Pulschain is too degen and base is too nerdy. So if you get like a combination of these two societies together, you create a great society. That's how I see it. So
No,
it's
I mean,
like
but it's true. It is true. Pulschain is way too toxic, but they have the traders, the speculators. Same with Solana. Solana doesn't have the toxicity though. They're just straight up like young, like traders. And you need that though. You need that sort of culture. Maybe not the toxicity, but you need the traders. You need those type of people. You have to embrace them, because without that, then you just have a bunch of like really smart people on a chain no one uses or cares about. So yeah, base admittedly said they did not push culture right away. They underestimated trench warriors. They underestimated that. And now they're rectifying it. So I believe though it's easier for them to succeed when you have the tech and the infrastructure and the cool stuff. Degens come with green candles, man. Simple as that. Doesn't matter what. You bring green candles, they're there. And I think base will do it, especially with the airdrop coming up. So the time to position is honestly now.
Absolutely, absolutely. I got one more question based off of that, but I want to get to some comments because we're actually blowing up. We almost have 400 viewers on this live stream. So guys, thank you so much. Continue to share this out. We got about 10 more minutes. So, you know, if you guys got a question or comment, leave down below. If you want a numerology reading, drop one down below. Maybe we'll do one or two, depending on how many more people drop in. So Frank White, Bang Bang, Pulse Gang. Yes, sir. Shout out to Pulse Shane. You know, like I said, it's love-hate relationship. I got mad love for you guys, but it's kind of like my little brother that I like to put in check sometimes. Toast, not all give me the dips. All right, shout out to Homie Dose. I love it. Hey, Fasto Duel's in here. Shout out to Fasto Duel, man. Big guy on Pulse Chain. Nice dude ever. He connects with a lot of people. He's a builder. So guys, you know, please follow him. Show him some support. Really, really good dude overall. So all right, D Jeff. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name because I can barely speak English. But what are your thoughts on BSX, guys? I'll go first, and then Bill go after. But Here's my thoughts on BSX. It's a perp dex. Avantus launched, so now you got two perp decks competing with each other. Excuse me, BSX's main. Hold on. The one thing that BSX needs to happen is Arthur Hayes needs to recognize that project because he is a advisor to them. Arthur Hayes is one of the biggest names in crypto. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you didn't mention it, but if he doesn't say anything about BSX, it's going to get hit very hard. So that's why I view it as like a dark horse play. I wouldn't necessarily give up on it, but they need to get their marketing up. Otherwise, it's going to die. Bill the Bully, what's your thoughts on BSX?
Same. A lot of competition. Avantis. Like I said, short terms, there could be pumps, traders come in, but they're just one of the other projects where, again, no culture, none at all. Like these bigger projects are just relying too much on name brands. You have to have culture. They have none. No marketing, nothing. No marketing of date. And I'd be wary of that. I'd be absolutely aware of that. I don't think it lasts longer than a cycle. And you have to understand unlocks and all these things. You're going to get dumped on. So, no, not too bullish on it. I think it'll have its moments, but they need to step it up if they're trying to really execute their grand vision.
Right. 100%. Good stuff. Can you chart feet coin on Sol? You know, because you're a loyal follower, you cool if we go run through that real quick, Bill?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. All right, you sent a contract, so I already see pump at the end of this. So this better be a good one, Abdul, because we're about to roast you. Let's see. I'm gonna verify this. GRR. Okay, this doesn't look right. Hold on. Feet coin. Is this like a low cap? Let's see. I think it's this one. Okay. I can't copy it over from the chat. So just give me, I got it right here.
Bitcoin, huh?
I think it's going to be this first.
I could chat. I could pull it up because I was able to copy it. Let's see.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. I'll check right now. First of all, Abdullah, what are you doing with a project called Feetcoin, bro? Show them, like, bruh. Come on now, bruh. All right, let's see. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I could share mine. I don't know if that's what you've shown, but let's just try it together. So let's see here. Don't like it. I'll tell you why I don't like it. Simply this. You have to look at previous resistances, right? And if it's reclaiming it, so what I'm looking at, so I'm looking at two things. Not only am I looking at resistance, it had its run up to 1 million, and then it dropped down to the 0.88, which we like, and dipped below it, so that's a good thing. The problem is you always expect to bounce here. Cool. Now what happens after is the key thing. So it's just getting rejected hard at this previous resistance, I guess, right here. And that's bearish because two reasons. Actually, let me pull this a little bit better. Well, anyways, you get the point. It's not breaking this. So you need to have a reclaim of this and hold support for it to go to the next level. But because it's getting rejected, this is going to go down. And if you look at another metric would be, yeah, so if you look at the daily, you're also having bearish divergence. So when price is going up and then your indicator is going down, that's called bearish divergence, which is not good. And I honestly think this is a complete shitcoin. I think you're better than this, bro. I don't know why you're even in this unless if you're the dev. So I wouldn't touch this with a 6-foot pole. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, same. I'm in the same mindset as you. When it comes to Sol, I would probably go for a lot chunkier coins. So like USD, UC would be a great one to look at, maybe pump. But with these types of coins, they can die in like 4 hours. So in my opinion, it's a hard fade for me. And I do agree that this thing needs to rip. If it's here to stay at this level, it's got to go. Otherwise, I fear that it's going to die. So yeah, man, I basically agree with you. So, But hey, man, good cooks, man. And Abdel, if you got any more stuff, man, bring it over because you're in the trenches with us. So good stuff.
Just so you know, Chris, probably have to bounce in like 3 minutes, so I have to get ready for my interview with Ethan from Send. Looking forward to that one. Such a good dude, and like I said, shout out to him, man. He with Canton Network, he created a privacy protocol that went from 2 million to about 40. Now it's around 22 million. So pretty excited for him. He's a good dude.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Well, I'm down to wrap it up if you are. So
Let's do it, man. I think we wrap it up, and I think we just see and wait till next week, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, hey, man, just gotta say, guys, this was a phenomenal live stream. We covered almost every chain out there. Guys, please do me a favor. We got 381 of you guys in here. Go check out Bill's upcoming live stream podcast that's going to be popping on in about 5 minutes. It's going to be a really great one. This might be a potential project you add to your portfolio. Also, follow him at Late Night on Base. And if you like meme coins, altcoins, and all that good stuff, and you're slightly autistic, follow me at theverse369. Bill, any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
No. But I do think, Chris, what are your thoughts on us doing the stream every Friday instead of Wednesday? Because my schedule's like I always want to do a stream with you. And I know a lot of times we did Wednesdays, but I think it's gonna be tough for me going forward. Can you do Fridays?
Yeah. Let's do Fridays right around this time. Like we
Okay,
got a lot of
perfect.
people on here, bro. So
Yeah, let's do it. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good to have like a regular scheduled time for all of our shows going forward. And if you could do Fridays at this time, let's do it. So for everyone tuning in, always put this in your calendar. Every Friday.
every Friday, baby. So yep, this is gonna be the new set. And like I said, you guys got coins or anything, come show it to us. But be very, just fair warning. If it's trash, we'll let you know. But if it's gas, we might ape. So good stuff. All right. Cool, guys. Well,
All right,
we're going to
guys.
wrap this up. See you guys out.
Peace.